to the Shlicketty cast. Oh my gosh, we're here. Episode 55. I'm going to do this before Mike starts knocking. I should Tron Deadly Disc that one. Oh, we got stuff. I got stuff to update you on. It's going to be a peeve cast later. Daddy's a little cranky today. So I might have to have a rant or two. But we won't bring you down. We'll try to do it with comedic flair. Speaking of comedic flair, there's my old buddy, old pal, Mike. And here.
I turned off the Wi-Fi on my phone. We are here. We are now.
You're in airplane mode?
No, not actually.
Turn on airplane. Boy, my arms are tired.
You know what? I put it on silent, so it'll be good enough. All right.
Yeah, but what happens when they spam call you? Every episode you get a spam call.
I know. It really is like bothersome. I've yelled at the people.
I thought you weren't answering, so they don't know that that's you.
I know, but I told you about the Laura Crow thing, right?
Yeah.
Whoever she is, like I got a call for Laura Crow. Like they called me like twice at work. You know what I mean?
Laura Crow.
And I'm like, and I actually got pissed, and I actually got up and fucking walked out from my workstation in the break room and answered my phone. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, I'm calling for, and they were fucking calling for some fucking weird name. It's not me at all. It's like, how do they get my number at all? Like, I had the number for over, anyway.
I know. And even if it's somebody putting in a fake number, they keep using your number. Like, whenever I gotta, like, if I fill out something online, I put in a fake number. I use the old time and temp number. So it's kind of like, you know, I go, hey, what about those 6311? You know, the old time and temp number. So then that way, they don't call my phone.
Yeah, I used to work with this girl at the bank, Naomi, and she used to work for like AAA. And so whenever she was like researching stuff, like, because people call in, they tell her some bullshit, and she'd be like, She like wouldn't believe them, so she'd jump online, and so she'd jump onto some site, and she had her whole like name and address and email address worked
like,
out
for
her fake accounts and shit like that.
Yeah.
And she'd just jump on and be like,
Yeah, you gotta have Nowadays, you almost need two emails. So the one's your main one, and then the one you go, okay, I'm gonna sign up, and it goes to my,
Speaking of which, so my normal email, it's overrun by spam because it's like years old and shit, right? Mm-hmm. But then I had a side account that I sort of only used for like, sort of business purposes and shit like that, right? Keeping it clean.
Yeah.
But lately, I've been getting the spam PayPal invoices.
Oh, the fake ones, yeah, where they almost trick you. They look fucking real. But I mean, I know better.
To lay people, they may look real.
Yeah.
But like I used to do that for a job.
Yeah. So. But I know when, they tried to, spammers try to get me.
I know what's going on. It's like they're sending you a PayPal invoice as if it's like billing through PayPal. That's not a thing.
No.
And then they're like billing you for like $642.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you got a problem with this, contact us. It's like, no.
The one I keep seeing is, and it's funny because I don't have Spectrum anymore, but they go, your Spectrum payment has been declined. It's like, please log on now. It's like, oh, stop it, you farts.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Your payment declined. So log on, it'll say, your payment's been declined.
Because I do it manually.
Because I can see where an old person would be like, oh my God, my payment's been declined.
I used to deal with it. I used to talk to the people all the time. It's insidious, man. If you see on YouTube, they have these guys that they go after those.
I know. I want to. The catfishers. Yeah, that really. Will they drive to like Nigeria and Cameroon and stuff and like knock on their doors?
They have done that, but I've seen the ones where they just like hack into the scammers' computers and take over their computers and stuff. Yeah. And they're like, I'm looking around your computer right now. I've got your hard drive.
And then they're like, oh, please start
freaking the fuck out. Oh,
yeah, I know.
I enjoy that.
I know. That ought to be a thing like computer awareness. That almost should be like a thing. Like we used to have home ec class in school. They should tell computer awareness for kids to tell hacking and and just like a course that you take in your senior year so that, that would be, oh my God.
Cyber awareness.
Right. Cyber, yeah. Not even security, just cyber awareness. Here's what they do. Here's how they do it. What, it's almost like a crime watch course.
Speaking of which, the last couple of years I've been doing a VPN just for fun.
Oh, right.
And it is getting more and more difficult to use.
Your VPN.
Yeah.
I've never dealt with a VPN, but describe to me what a VPN is. I'm an idiot. What's a VPN?
A VPN is a virtual private network.
Okay.
So basically what it does is, instead of you connecting to Spectrum, your Cox or your cable provider, did you see the news? Cox and Spectrum are merging. Yeah. I used to have Cox out in Arizona. Cox and Spectrum, they're merging.
Isn't that a monopoly? Yeah. But okay.
No. No. Well,
around here.
in my neighborhood, it's a monopoly because I literally have no other option.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, where was I?
What is a VPN?
So the VPN is a virtual private network. So instead of you connecting directly to your cable or internet provider, right? Which if you do that, they give you what's called a DHCP, right? Which is an identifier. And then you also get a IP address, right?
All right, I'm aware of that.
Assigned on the network, right? The other identifier is the MAC address. The MAC address is usually a unique identifier linked to your CPU, your central processing core unit. Chip in the computer, okay? So those are the identification methods. So going through a VPN goes through this other computer. And so then you're like, I'm in Philadelphia. And then you're on their DHCP and their IP address. So it's not yours.
So it's not yours. You're almost kind of like frequency hopping.
So you can completely,
yeah.
Because they have a list. Like you can be in like countries all over the fucking world. You know, you can have it look like you're in. I was fucking around one time, and I was like, oh look, I'm in Australia. Next thing I know, all my Google search results are for Australia, and I'm like, why? Why? You know? Wow. Yeah, it took over.
Yeah, I'm kind of dumb that way. But I haven't got that far.
So the VPN is good because it gives you like an intermediary,
okay,
a buffer, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
An
makes sense.
Anonymous buffer. But also the thing that you could do, which this is what they're cracking down on, this is what they hate, is there's different stuff on streaming platforms. Like when I went to Brazil back in like 2015, on Netflix they had all the Pixar movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
They don't have the Pixar movies on Netflix, you know, here, especially even back then.
All right.
But there they did. Because in Brazil, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh, they're American movies, whatever.
All right.
So they put them on there.
Okay.
So if you go on your VPN
sure.
and you put yourself in Brazil,
okay,
you can access all those movies.
All right.
Right? So it's like I could get a subscription to like Acorn TV and watch British shows, or put my VPN that I'm in London or Ireland. And then all that shit's local on Netflix.
That seems... That's smart from your point of view, but that seems... I could see where they could crack that down because there'd be a lot of people going, hey, why don't I just use a Canadian fucking IPA and just watch Canadian TV all day?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, because you can kind of hop around. Because it's weird. Because, yeah, you can be on the London Netflix, but they don't have Friends. Like, they don't have 30 Rock. They don't have the TV stuff that you're used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. But that's the thing. So they don't like that. So they cracked down on that.
Okay.
So I know Netflix was trying to crack down on that for a long time. Disney has completely cracked down on it.
I would think Disney would be first in line on that.
Disney won't let you fucking access the site. I'm here to tell you, because on my iPad, I go to like, because I have the VPNs running on everything, almost everything.
Okay.
And on my iPad, I'll go to Disney, and it'll be like, oh, there's something wrong, try again. There's something wrong, try again. I can't log into my insurance company.
Oh,
with the VPN.
Yeah, so your VPN thinks you're in Singapore.
No. I'm just putting it in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Which I used to be. So it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, you know you're still in America, so it's not like you're not, you know, it's not like you're
I usually just do like Washington or fucking Chicago, whatever the fuck, you know, New Jersey or whatever from Field Sopranos. But anyway, So HBO, which they just announced, they're going from Max back to HBO Max. Because apparently somebody explained to the fucking dumbass from Discovery Channel that's fucking running the ship over there that HBO is a fucking well-known and well-respected fucking brand.
Yeah,
nobody gives a fuck for his HBO. Dumb makeover shows.
Max. I know. I'm surprised they didn't call it My. Like
Max was Cinemax. Like, it's dumb. He doesn't even... never mind. Yeah. So, it's going back to HBO Max. Also, they just implemented, now all of a sudden, I can't get on them HBO Max in the last 3 days.
Why?
Because of my VPN. So I got to shut down my VPN on my fucking iPad in order to fucking log into Max to watch anything.
Wow.
So
What a hooskow.
it's making it less and less useful to have a VPN other than to get that firewall of anonymity on there.
Right. But you're talking now firewall of anonymity. Okay, what will we use firewall of anonymity for? Like Google searches? Or I don't know.
General internet privacy and protecting your shit.
Okay.
Your identity, who you are, where you are. You know?
But if somebody really wanted to find us, we're not that hard to find.
Well, depending on, what's going on. I mean, like when you register your website, or even just owning the website, that's public domain information.
Yeah.
Unless you pay a couple of bucks and then they keep your information secret.
Which I think is bullshit.
I do too. That's extortion.
That is extortion, yeah. Oh, you got to pay, upsell you on anonymity. Think about that.
You pay us and everything will be fine. That's extortion.
Yeah.
It's like an HOA.
Yeah. That's like, your unlisted number.
Yeah.
We're going to list your number in a book, and everyone's going to have it.
That's the thing.
You pay extra.
It's the same thing if you set up an LLC, if you set up a business.
Yeah.
The business address on record is public. And then all of a sudden, it's like my phone number and my fucking home address is all over everything as fucking business contact stuff. And you got to put it in the website, and you got to put it here, and you set up an online store or shop, you know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden you start being like, okay, so we'll get another phone line, another cell phone line. That'll be the business phone.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll go ahead and set up a P.O. box.
Sure.
To be the business address.
Yeah, the P.O. box.
But anyway, so yeah. I mean, shit's already out there for a lot of people, and I don't do social media. A lot of people do stuff on social media, and they put a lot of specific details.
Yeah, you're
out there.
kind of a ghost online, and you have a common name, so therefore you're even more of a ghost. That works to your favor.
Yeah, in certain situations, yeah. I mean, I got to beef up certain things coming up here in some more, professional sort of capacities, but I don't see myself being much of a social media user other than
Why are you changing your name? Xavier Anderson. Changing your first name. Malcolm.
Xavier Jaguar.
Jaguar. Xavier Jaguar III, Esquire.
Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaverly.
Yeah. Right.
All right. No. I want to actually set up a YouTube channel of mine, and I want to do fucking looking at movies, talking about movies.
Talking about movies.
Like
it's kind of what we do here, but you're talking more in depth.
A specific movie, like let's watch a movie, discuss a movie, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
How are you going to do that?
I'll probably have to use one of these cameras.
Why couldn't you do it here?
I could. I probably will do it here.
Yeah, I think we should. We should do it under this, and then we put it on the Shlicketty Do site. We can maybe so we beef up extra content.
Maybe.
I kind of want to do that with products. I know. I wanted to get I wanted to buy like retro things and like. All right, we'll run old commercial. Like say I got like a box of OJ's, cereal, and test them and eat them and like, all right, this is that, and this is the old commercial, and this is this, and this is let's see what we got here. We just bought this off eBay, and open it up, and do unboxing mixed with history, mixed with like a product per episode,
We could. It's a bit of a different setup.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, there's where there's moving parts because we would have to film. It's kind of like if you're going to do a cooking show, you need overhead cameras shooting down, or you need, there's an extra set of eyes that need to happen on the product.
Yes.
So therefore, more moving parts, more wah. But look at it in our house, though. In our studio, we do got a sink and everything over there.
That is true. We do have that, and we could use that to our advantage for sure.
We could light that section over there. We got a whole kitchen over there, guys. A little mini kitchen.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is we don't have enough lights to light our set and over here. So
right. We'd have to double
situation.
this, and or rotate it, or yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'd just be able to swing it around. We probably have to move the lights, so we probably just have to tape it on the floor, spike it on the floor, so we can put it back in the same position.
I know. Wouldn't it be nice to have a real studio, like instead of a practical, like a studio, like everything's on, you know?
Yeah, with a lighting grid, with a pipe grid. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I like a rotator.
No, it's just a bunch of pipes hanging up there on the grid.
It's all pipes, Jerry. It's all pipes.
But then you can put the lights wherever you need. But I mean, the lights are expensive and everything. But yes, it's great.
All right. Peeve time. Before I get into my peeves, you got any peeves?
No, I'm just ready to go into the Wayback machine.
Well, all right.
We gotta hit it hard and fast. Hard and fast.
All right, we'll warm up the engines. It's firing up back there.
They got the seat belts.
It's a big year. It's 1985. But before we do that, I got a couple rant. So guess what I got? So I got some change the other day, and you might even know this, what they're for. In fact, I know you're going to know what it's for. I got a quarter, and it was painted red. I got the red quarter. Do you know what the red quarter is?
Is it for the, what is it now?
The red quarter.
The 250th anniversary?
No, it was just a quarter. Somebody painted the quarter red, and it's quite common.
Oh,
No?
like they just painted a quarter red?
Oh, you didn't know about this. I thought because you were in the coin business.
What?
Well, not the coin business.
How was I in the coin business?
You were fixing video games and pinball machines and things like that.
Oh, I told you that 97% of what we did was tokens.
Oh, okay. So it was tokens.
Yeah, I never dealt with any of the cash.
Oh.
They were just
okay.
Peter Piper tokens.
Yeah, well, I got a red quarter, and come to find, I was like, "Eh." So I Googled it. What the red quarter is? They call it a house coin, and places that had pinball machines or had jukeboxes, more like bars had jukeboxes, you know, they would paint some of their quarters red, their coins. So then that way, when the jukebox people come in and empty it out at the end of the week or whatever, they go, oh, there's the house coins, because they were from the register. So they would go back to the owner, you know.
Okay.
So, but as years go on, they end up in circulation. They're called a house coin. So they're not worth anything different. It's just people just, it'd be like drawing a mustache on Abe Lincoln. But
no, I didn't know that. But I did come across, when I was fixing video games, I did come across a quarter with a little hole drilled in it and fishing line tied around it.
oh, that's for like a slug.
Yeah.
That's the old school slug.
I also came across slugs. Most of the time they were knockout slugs from electrical junction boxes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they're the different size and different weight. I mean, that's the whole thing, is those coin mechs are based on weight, because when you set them for whatever you're going to set them for,
Yeah.
you know, like a U.S. quarter, like it'll reject the Canadian ones because they're different.
Yeah, because the weight, because they're a little lighter.
Yep.
So, okay, so that was something I did the other day. I got an update on I went for the real ID, Mike. I went for the real
did
ID.
you?
I didn't get it.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, okay, I went for the license. I go in for the license. Well, come to find out, I told you last time, okay, I thought I'd be Mr. Fancy Pants and bring it in, and come to find out I got to get the camera card. You know, you got to go online and pay for it, and then we'll mail you the camera card in 10 to 15 days.
Man.
So I'm like, all right. But they did give me a temporary license thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I get it. So I get it today.
The camera card.
I got the camera card. So on my lunch hour today, I marched on up. I'm like, all right.
Your lunch hour, you're like, I'm going to go to the DMV.
Oh, I know. Well, it wasn't a bad idea, because today's Thursday. I went up there. I did it. And I was thinking, okay, Thursday at lunch, it's not going to be crazy like a Saturday. Well, come to find out, it was kind of a madhouse. Kind of a madhouse.
End of the month.
Huh?
End of the month.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's why it was so busy. I was thinking like, oh, what are they doing? Like fishing licenses or something here? What is
Hunting season starts in June.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, jerk season. So, but the lady when you walk in, there's a greeter lady that goes, okay, can I ask you why you're here? And I go, well, it's a DMV. I just figured I'd hang out. She was not having it.
Dude, you can't.
I know. I thought it was going to be small town. Let's goof around. Well, there's no goofing around. She went,
There's no goofing around.
can I help you, sir? And I'm like, okay. So I go and I want the real. Here's my camera card, and and you have everything for the real ID. And I go, okay, I got it. And then I pull out my birth certificate, crispy old new. You know, the one I got the other day. And then I pull out the 2 forms of this and that, and I'm like, all right. And she goes, you have your Social Security card? And I go, as a matter of fact, I do. I pull it out, and that's that one I told you about, the drawer I found from 1988, the one. And this thing looks like it went through Fallujah. I mean, it's got curled up edges.
Well, you used to have back in the day those stupid trifold nylon wallets.
Yeah.
Which protect nothing.
No, I know. Yeah, it's probably fell in a million pools and sweated on my butt.
Dude, how many times did it get dropped in the snow?
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then, yeah. So this thing was all this, look, and I pulled this out. And literally, it's almost, you know, yeah, it looks like it went through a house fire.
Yeah.
She goes, I can't accept this.
What?
Yeah. And I go, ma'am, this is the original. This is 1988. This is vintage. I said, this is vintage. And she goes, she gave me the look, the old, really? And then she turns it over and goes, see, the back is completely missing. You only have the front.
Oh,
She goes, there's stuff on the back. And I go, oh, it makes sense.
Because it probably got stuck to something else.
Right.
Yeah.
So now so then I get my license. I'm like, well, then I'll forget the real ID. I'll just get my real license. Here we are. And I'll come back for my real ID. So I get in there. I'm waiting there. I'm like, okay, A207, waiting for A207. And I look at the thing. It's like.
No, wait a second. Could you have gotten the real ID without your Social Security card if you had a passport?
Yeah, but you wouldn't need the real ID because your passport supersedes that. Passport trumps it all.
Yeah, but that's only if you have your passport with you.
Yeah.
Like if I'm flying, you know, to Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm probably not bringing my passport with me.
Bring your fucking passport, dude. Because you got real ID on your ID.
Yeah, but I guess maybe I'll bring the passport too. Because welcome to Gestapo land. I guess.
Yeah, you never know. They might say
papers, please.
Yeah. Well, on your papers. Yeah. Step into the train. So there I am. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, A207, and I look over and they're on like A180.
180 to 207. That's nothing. That's like 20 away.
Yeah. You waiting for 20 people? I was like,
and there are like 4 or 5 windows.
Well,
you're waiting for people. It'll be like 20
it was
minutes.
taking longer than you think. And then me and this other fellow sitting there, and I'm like,
you like to get chatty with strangers, man.
I wasn't chatty. We were just kind of See, there's another lady over there that had the old cough, the old and then me and him kept looking at each other like, got a little choky McGee over there, huh?
That's you. You're talking to him. You're fucking egging it on.
Yeah, I'm like, choky McGee over there.
Look, buddy, we share this in common. We hate her, right? Look at her, that fucking asshole.
Look at that. She's got typhoid. She's bringing a typhoid to the DMV here. Jesus, we're all gonna die.
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah, so I finally get there the picture, and then the lady is complete. I don't know if you know this.
Wait, you mean the DMV lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get this.
Blind?
Blind.
Yeah.
The person who took my picture is blind.
Yeah.
So click, and then it pops up on the screen. She goes, "Is that your face? Is all the information correct?" I'm like, yeah. And then I'm looking at the picture. In the picture, I look totally special needs. I'm like, derp.
And the thing is, they won't take it again.
No, I know. I go, I think I'm kind of looking off in a weird direction. She goes, "Is that you in the picture?" I go, "Yes." She goes, "Okay." And I'm like, what? I don't get a redo here? I mean, I look total special needs in my picture. It's the worst picture, license picture. Now I got to deal with it for 4 years. Ugh. I always wanted all my other license pictures were pretty cool. This one stinks. Oh.
Well, out in Arizona, they'll issue you your driver's license for 30 years. And when I got out there, I voluntarily retook my driver's license photo because when I got my first driver's license photo, my brother had told me, he's like, oh, you won't need, I don't know, your Social Security card or whatever. So I went to the DMV, stood in line and everything. When I finally got up to the window, they go, you need your Social Security card. And I was so pissed. And I drove all the way the fuck back home, got it, drove back, got in line again, stood, waited, finally got out there. I was so pissed.
I would have punched your brother right in the arm.
Oh, I was going to as soon as I got home. And I was so pissed, and they took the picture, and I looked so pissed in the picture that I was like, a couple years later, I was like, I need to update that picture.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if I die in a wreck on the highway, that's the photo they'll show on TV, and people will be like, oh, good, I'm glad he's dead. He looks mean and nasty.
Yeah, mine, my mouth is open like I'm mid-sentence, like I'm like, like I'm talking. And it's like, oh my gosh, she snapped a picture of me maybe when I was talking, and I look special. So I'm thinking, well, maybe that might work to my advantage.
You know what I noticed is they do this thing where they just randomly snap the photo, like kind of without telling you.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, you're sitting there like getting ready, and you're like, and she'll be like, is that you?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What happened to fucking say cheese?
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no choice about it. It was just, is that you? And then she's blind. What are we doing here? What are we doing? You got a blind person snapping
And you know the thing
pictures.
is, so you think to yourself, they go, is that you? And you go, no. I'll say no. You know what happens then? They go, oh, the camera must be broken.
Yeah.
We'll have to reschedule you.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna.
You're not getting a
Please
license
take a new
today,
number.
buddy.
We're gonna have to bring in maintenance on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, no, that's a
we have to send
Labrador
a-
Retriever in the picture
We have to
there.
send
I
a
don't
repair
know.
order. You know.
Yeah, that looks like a chimpanzee. I don't know.
I don't know if that's me. It's all blurry. I wasn't ready. You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
New peeve. So that was my peeve. That was my anger of the day. Quick peeve before we get to the Wayback Machine. New one because
The Wayback Rocket.
Well, I was kind of hot leaving there, and I was like, I got to go back. Crowd, late to get back, you know. I'm in the parking lot. Now, this is by Sam's Club and everything like that.
Right. I know that one.
So I'm backing out. I see a random fucking cart rolling towards my car. You know.
The shopping cart?
Yeah, just out of the blue, just the fucking
Shopping cart assassin.
shopping cart just wandering magnetized towards my car. I'm like, what are we doing? Grrr! I go around it.
Yeah, you got away.
Yeah, I got away. But I'm thinking, what kind of a jerk off? And this was my complaint. I was complaining to Tina about this the other day in Wegmans. Same thing. These people, nobody has cart etiquette anymore. Cart etiquette's out the window. People just literally will just get in, you know, they'll just unload their car and push the cart and walk it and get in their car. Like they don't even bring it to the cart corral. Yeah. They're just like, they just push it right out in the thing and just walk, or just leave it right there. Okay, just leave it right there and just walk away. Or they half-ass to the corral. They like push it towards the corral, but it doesn't make it to the corral, but they don't care. You know, they figure the kid's going to come around any minute now and grab it anyway, so.
I don't understand that. I mean, the corral is your chance to go in there and fucking throw that shit in there.
I've more than once gone to the corral and gone, wait, you got 3 big carts and 2 small carts. This isn't going to work, you know? And then I start rearranging them and putting them in order and
Next
everything.
thing you know, the manager comes out and he's like, look, we got a,
You're hired,
got a
kid.
case of seafood that needs put out.
Yeah, you're hired, kid.
Get to work.
And I'll be like, yeah, I'm Danny Wegman, Johnny's kid.
$9 an hour.
Yeah, I've been known to rearrange the corral. I've been known to scowl at people for shitty cart etiquette. There's more times than not you walk in to grab a cart. You know, you walk in the front electric double doors. They open up. Hey, there's the cart. And then there's like 3 random carts, like all misdirected. And you're like, who does that? You know what? Grandma's just kind of just, I'll take my. They just throw the carts in the opposite direction of where the line of the other
You
carts.
know what it is? It's probably people that have somebody swing the car around, and they like come out the outdoor. The cart pulls up. They load the groceries in the car, and then they take the car, and they're right there at the entrance, right?
Yeah.
And they just boop. They just put it right back inside the
Yeah,
car.
or the
corral
electric
area.
doors open and they just push it through the electric
Yeah.
doors and walk away.
Like abandoning a baby at the fucking orphanage.
It's cart etiquette. I mean, come on. Am I the only one? That's got to be somebody else's peeve. Cart etiquette. Now that I pointed it out, you're going to be like, all right, everyone's cart etiquette sucks. And then if you get real mad about it like I do, you're going to be at the corral fucking arranged carts.
It's not just
Like
carts.
Danny Wegman. Huh?
It's not just cart etiquette.
Yeah. So that's it. All right, there's my peeve.
I'm not even going to say anything.
All right, let's fire it up. 1985, kids.
Holy shit, this Wayback Machine is now a fucking rocket ship. We're going to blast through this stuff really fast. Okay, we've been at this about 30 minutes so far.
Stick around, guys. Before we do, I also got a nice, fun list through for the end of the show.
All right, let me set the stage. Here's what's going on.
1985.
Like we said, pop culture is taking over. Folding back in on itself, we have reached inflection point. I've got lists that show exactly what I've been talking about, and we're going to hammer through them fast like.
And his inflection point, he's just showing it through the lens of movies, TV, and music. So he's got those three subjects. I've got the goods on products, and I've got the goods on just the blurbs, the highlights.
Let me kick it off with a TV rundown real quick.
Then we'll get that out of the way.
It'll be short.
TV
It'll be
wasn't
quick.
really that great.
You'll see what's going on. I mean, it depends on what you like for TV, right? But
hey, okay, we're at 1985. You know how it's we all have cable. I get it.
right.
We have the 3 channels.
Cable's king. No, you had the 3 channels. I mean, you still got the local channels.
Yeah, I'm talking the local channels.
But you
Has
got cable.
Fox as a 4th channel arrived yet?
Nope.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Fox doesn't come till like 88 or 89.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking like the Married with Children's and things like that.
Right. 90210. Because remember when Fox started, they were only on like 2 days a week.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to do the TV list backwards, just because we have flipped through the looking glass here.
We're through it.
So if you look at the bottom of the TV ratings now, going up, you're going to see where we were. And then you're going to see where we are now. And it's a stark difference. Okay, so here we go, down at the bottom of the list. 18. Remember 18? It's been on for a couple of years, right?
Oh, yeah. That's almost kind of early 80s leaking in.
Yep. Simon and Simon, still around, still going strong.
The Private Eye shows.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yep, the
Facts of
partner
Life,
shows.
still kicking around, you know.
Okay.
Valerie, that's a new one.
Oh, spinoff of, is that Valerie Harper?
It's the Valerie Harper show, right?
Yeah.
Before she got into a contract dispute and they renamed the show The Hogan Family. Okay. Falcon's Crest, still on there,
Okay.
right? Moonlighting, is that new? Moonlighting,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think you feel
Bruce
like is
Willis and, yeah.
Sybil Shepherd, yep.
Sybil Shepherd, yeah.
Yep.
That's how we got to know Bruce
Willis, yep.
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
We got a Hotel, the James Brolin and the Connie Selica. Remember, I told you about that last time? All right, here we go. Number 20, 227.
Oh, that was a sitcom. That was the black sitcom, wasn't it?
That was...
Where they're on the stoop of New York?
That was Marla Gibbs,
Yeah.
who was from Jefferson's.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize she was in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 227 was all right. That was fine.
A show called You Again, I can't remember what that one was. Growing Pains,
Growing Pains, okay.
tied with Knots Landing. Newhart, right? Kate and Allie, right? Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven stinks.
Night Court,
Larroquette, we like the Night Court.
that's new. The Who's the Boss, was that new?
Or a year new. It's fairly new.
Miami
Newish.
Vice,
Miami Vice is hitting it.
with Through the Looking Glass here. Golden Girls,
Oh, boy.
Dynasty,
Oh, boy.
Dallas still kicking around. 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, Family Ties, and Cosby Show.
Oh,
A
God.
lot more sitcoms coming in.
Yeah, the rise of the sitcom. Here we go. Here we go. Is it the shortening of the attention span, perhaps?
No, it's
Maybe the old sitcoms were doing so well, but they're outdated, so they needed a new.
I think it has to do with the production cost, because a lot of these sitcoms are shot in front of a live audience, 3 cameras, right?
cameras, yeah.
So they can bang out the episode in like a week,
Yeah.
and it's good to go. You know, it's half hour, and they were doing bang up business with it. Cosby Show being number 1 at this point, seemingly out of nowhere,
Yeah.
is also tied with Cheers, and around which NBC started to build the Thursday night sitcom silo, which they later called Must See TV.
Oh, yeah. Must see TV.
But it started off just being Cosby night and sitcoms night, because it was Cosby, something else, Cheers, something else.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, and it wouldn't impede on your weekend, but it was TV viewing, yeah.
Right, because Fridays and Saturdays, TV-wise, were kind of a graveyard, because
Yeah.
most people went out.
Yeah.
Nobody was home on Fridays. So Friday was like skewed towards things like Hunter with Fred Dryer and Stephanie
Right.
Kramer.
Yeah.
Or the Magnum PI sort of thing was on Fridays, I believe. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember Fantasy Island and Love But were Saturdays. This sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was almost like the TV idea was like, if you're home watching TV on a Friday or Saturday,
you're a loser. So
you're
here's some loser
Here's some
shows
loser shows for you. Exactly, man. So I mean, that's how it was, man. So anyway, so there's the TV listings, so you can see real quick kind of where things are at. So it's very much getting into sitcoms and the more live sort of aspects of it.
Okay, well, this ties into TV, though. Here's what I got to ask you. So, well, I have a list of cartoons, but fuck cartoons because they're stupid. Now, WrestleMania. WrestleMania was huge in 1985. WrestleMania 1. So what night was...
Well, no, it got huge in, like, what was it, 83, 84 we started seeing
Right. But WrestleMania was all building up to WrestleMania. So was it still Monday night? What was WWF night? Was it Monday?
You're right. The WWF was like a whole thing, 83, 84. They were crossing over with MTV because the Cyndi Lauper she had Lou Albano playing her father in the music video for Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And so then she started showing up at WF gigs, MTV's involved, NBC. It got big to the point where they were preempting Saturday Night Live to put fucking wrestling on.
True.
It used to make me nuts. Then they get the WrestleMania thing, which is the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Yeah.
They hyped the shit out of it. It was the first one.
Uh-huh.
And it was a big, big deal.
Hulkamania, right. But now, is this the rise of some kind of mild cable television? Now, of course, the main networks are reigning supreme, and they're the main. But you got cable. So you also got, like, USA Network.
Right.
You got, like, Turner, TNT.
TNT.
And things like that.
And
And
TBS.
that's where and TBS. That's where the wrestling's ending up.
Don't forget, did you say USA?
I did say USA, yes. So I think that's where the wrestling's ending up. And if you had something...
Well, no, don't forget. No. Ted Turner had his own wrestling. That was World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, that was B Circuit.
And the WWE, as it was, WWF at the time, they were dealing directly with like NBC. Like they were preempting Saturday Night Live at certain points there. Because Saturday Night Live was not doing well.
That was kind of the offshoot.
It was right before they brought in.
Was that the years that Lauren wasn't there? Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I was just listening to those Saturday Night Network guys on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They have a new series now where they're actually like interviewing people.
Wow.
So they were talking with Joe Piscopo.
Oh wow, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
In fact, the girlfriend got me another book for my birthday. The Lorne Michaels book. It's called Lorne. So I got to read all about him.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't started yet. Hardcover book.
But you like reading before going to bed at night.
I'm a reader. I like the book. I got the Kindle. I got everything. I'm reading the Chelsea Handler's book. Yeah. I'm reading that one right now, and then I'm going to go into Lorne Michaels when that's done. I like biographies. I'm a big fan of the biography, but not only when they write it. I don't like when somebody else is writing about it because then it seems like gossip pieces. I don't have time for that. I want right from the horse's mouth a person's biography.
Yeah. You know who I found their biography sort of fascinating? Jackie Chan.
Okay, all right. I can see that.
Because I was kind of
being young and an immigrant and kung fu and all that stuff.
He didn't immigrate anywhere.
No? He was always been, what is it, California guy?
Hong Kong.
Really?
Yeah, he's Hong Kong.
I always thought he was American but had Hong Kong parents or something Asian parents.
No, he doesn't even speak English. Like when he did Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
He's like,
I thought he was kind of goofing it. Oh, I thought he could speak English.
Because he doesn't know English.
Oh.
Like that was no joke in Cannonball Run. He literally doesn't speak English.
Wow.
He talked about that in the book and stuff.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
I always thought he was completely faking that.
No, there's nothing fake about any of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. That's his whole thing.
Weird.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a real interesting book. Like he got dropped off by his parents at like 9 years old at a fucking Hong Kong Chinese opera school.
Weird.
Yeah, and he was there for 10 years until he was like 19.
Wow.
And they taught him all the
parents just drop him off and
tumbling and fighting
up in
and
10 years.
Dancing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'll pick you up in 10 years. That
They didn't pick him up. after 10 years, him and a couple other students, Sammo Hung was one of them. The guy that had that fucking series on CBS, remember?
Yeah, what do? They just drop off their kids at like some kind of school, and it's like, oh, parents are just like, okay, I'm done with you. You're 15. You're going to fart school, and write me letters.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. His parents just took him there and fucking left him.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an orphanage. It's like a career-driven orphanage.
Well, it was like they wanted to give him some like training or skills for life or something like that.
Yeah, but what about the parenting part?
There's a lot of parenting by stick.
Right, yeah.
Like apparently,
You stand in the corner.
apparently the guy who ran the school, so they'd wake up like at the crack of dawn and fucking go up on the roof and do exercises and shit. If you had to piss, that meant you weren't working hard enough.
Weird.
Oh, there it is, scam call.
I told you. All right. So 1984, before we get into some movies and shit, also keep in mind, this is the year, well, Mikhail Gorbachev becomes Soviet leader.
That's good.
Yeah, he's the guy with the blob stork bite on his head.
Yeah.
Live Aid concerts from Philadelphia. Man, Live Aid, you could...
That was a big deal.
Big deal. And
remember
you
that
could
was
still
on
see
July
clips of that
13th.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody played that one, Live Aid, and it raised over $50 million, which I guess for the time was good. I don't know. Route 66 is officially removed from the U.S. highway system. I don't know why. Okay. British coal miners. Oh, the wreck of the Titanic was discovered. Calvin and Hobbes makes its debut.
Great. We can piss on everything.
Yeah, David Lee Roth leaves Van Halen.
That comes in the music stuff.
Okay, all right, let's see. Rock in Rio begins. I don't know. Oh, and VH1 begins broadcasting. So MTV has its spin-off.
So successful.
They had to do it again.
It started, what was it, August 31st, 81.
Yeah.
So 82, 83, 84. So 3 years later.
VH1, here we go.
Spinning it off.
But I remember VH1 having, VH1 was all right. It was fine.
VH1 was like adult-oriented. It was like Michael Bolton and Dionne Warwick.
Yeah, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, it was kind of, they're trying to cater to our parents.
Yeah,
Our
the
parents'
parents.
MTV.
Yeah.
Well, we were watching MTV.
Yeah, the parents' MTV. Okay. And at some point, MTV turned into garbage, and then VH1 actually got really cool.
So, well, before I get into products, okay, real quick, it just says 1985 was definitely about pop music. Hard rock and electronica were nowhere near the top 10 singles. I guess.
No, definitely not hard rock. Hard rock was non-existent in the pop culture at this point. I mean...
Yeah, it was on the fringe. We found it, but other people didn't.
Quiet Riot did pretty good in 83, but song-wise, like, metal wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
You want to go through this?
Let's do it. Let's hit the pop music, because this is where
again,
MTV is...
took over.
Yeah.
It's
They've
wall to
got
wall,
fat pockets.
wall to wall MTV. I'm just gonna go down these quick. Stop me if one doesn't sound like it came from MTV. Ready? Careless Whisper by Wham. Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Yeah,
Wake Me Up
number
Before
1, 2,
You
3.
Go by Wham.
Yeah.
I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. I Feel For You, Shaka Khan. Out of Touch, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Tears for Fears. Money for Nothing, Dire Straits.
Of course.
Crazy for You, Madonna.
Oh, God.
Take on Me, Aha.
Oh, jeez.
Every Time You Go Away, Paul Young.
Oh, yeah.
Easy Lover, Philip Bailey and Phil
Oh,
Collins.
I like that song.
Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore, REO Speedway.
Oh, of course,
We
REO.
Built This City by Starship. The Power of Love, Huey Lewis and the News. Earmark that one, we'll double back to it. Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds. Cherish, Kool and the Gang.
Ooh.
St. Elmo's Fire by John Parr.
Whoa.
The Heat Is On, Glenn Fry.
Oh.
We Are the World, USA for Africa. Shout, Tears for Fears.
Wait, stop. Now, Glenn Fry and stuff, now, some of these are also coming, MTV, but once again, we said this before.
A couple of these came from movies.
Miami Vice, too.
Yep.
Miami Vice is feeding the ecosphere, too.
Yeah.
Glenn Fry being one of them.
Yeah, did I say Miami Vice was on the TV list? Yeah.
Yeah, you did say
Miami Vice
it.
made a new appearance on there.
Yep.
Kicking the door open.
Yeah, and
in
Glenn
85.
Fry gets a resurgence because Eagles were big all the way through, but they broke up. They're getting...
Well, he goes solo, and Don Henley also goes solo. Between the two of them,
they
fucking
both...
cranking them out.
Yeah.
Saving All My Love for You, Whitney Houston.
Of course.
Heaven, Bryan Adams. Everything She Wants by Wham. Cool It Now, New Edition. Miami Vice Theme, Jan Hammer.
Jan Hammer.
Loverboy by Billy Ocean. Lover Girl by Tina Marie.
Ew.
You Belong to the City, Glenn Fry.
There's Glenn Fry again.
Oh Sheila, Ready for the World. Rhythm of the Night, DeBarge. One More Night, Phil Collins.
Ah!
See You Love, Honey Drippers.
Oh, that one's not bad.
View to a Kill, Duran Duran.
All right, I like that one.
Wild Boys, Duran Duran.
All right.
You're My Inspiration, Chicago.
Stupid.
Neutron Dance, Pointer Sisters.
Ugh.
That's a great one. We Belong, Pat Benatar.
Of course.
Night Shift, Commodores. That's probably non-MTV.
Yeah, there's the first non-MTV one I've seen.
Things Can Only Get Better, Howard Jones. That's MTV.
Yeah, Howard Jones himself.
All I Need, Jack Wagner.
Oh yeah, that's Frisco from General Hospital.
General Hospital, yeah. Freeway of Love, Aretha Franklin. Never Surrender, Corey Hart. Susudio, Phil Collins has gone solo. Strut, Sheena Easton.
Oh.
You Give Good Love, Whitney Houston. The Search Is Over, Survivor. Missing You, Diana Ross.
Terrible.
Raspberry Beret, Prince. Boys of Summer, Don Henley, there he is. One Night in Bangkok, Murray Head.
Oh, terrible.
If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free by Sting. Sting has gone solo. Obsession by Animotion. We Don't Need Another Hero. Tina Turner from
that's
Thunderdome.
from Thunderdome.
Material Girl, Madonna. Better Be Good to Me, Tina Turner. Head Over Heels, Tears for Fears. Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer.
Gosh.
Right?
Let's just say it's a good day for synthesizers.
Man. More. Phil Collins, Cyndi Lauper, Bryan Adams, Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days, Voices Carry, Till Tuesday.
All right.
It's like ABC, Paul McCartney, Survivor, Bryan Adams, Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine.
It's all overplayed bullshit, and it's all, at the time, I hated it.
Julian Lennon, Too Late for Goodbye, and Velotte.
Ooh. I hated it at the time, but now as
Power
I'm older,
Station.
more mature, all these songs are like, all right.
Power Station, Something Like It Hot.
Oh, I always like Power Station.
Yeah, that was always solid. Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire. Hall & Oates, Method of Modern Love. Thompson Twins, Lay Your Hands on Me. I'm telling you, the sound of the 80s, Thompson Twins. Put on Thompson Twins, that's the 80s. Lonely Old Night, John Cougar Mellencamp, What About Love, Heart, huge hit. David Lee Roth, California Girls. David Lee Roth has gone solo.
Yes.
Everybody's gone solo in 85. Cool in the Gang, Fresh, Jermaine Jackson, The Time, Jungle Love. That's what we're here for.
It's funny how it charted, too.
Right before Born in the USA. Right before Private Dancer. Aretha Franklin, Who's Zooming Who? Sting, Fortress Around Your Heart. All She Wants to Do Is Dance, Don Henley.
There it is.
Dress You Up in My Love, Madonna. And Sugar Walls, Sheena Easton.
Right.
So, a lot of MTV.
Yeah.
You want to hear some metal albums? It is a real short list.
All right, let's do the metal, because we were there. Our metalhead friends will enjoy this one.
So here's a short list that I found. This is on a Loudwire.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it to go. So they have a Wasp album on here, The Last Command. If you're into Wasp.
Stinks.
Whatever. Faith Warning, The Spectre Within.
Oh, yeah.
Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. It's the third album.
We like that.
Spreading the Disease.
That's the one. You and I listened to that at nauseam.
Spreading the Disease is fucking great.
Yeah, we'd play it and play it again.
Yeah. Possessed. Halloween, Walls of Jericho. Iron Maiden, Live After Death. That was big.
Yeah, because it was a live album. You got more for your money on that one.
They went out on the Power Slave tour, and I thought they said they did like 187 gigs in 366 days. And so they were a fucking finely tuned world-class machine. They apparently did 4 nights in Long Beach, California. And they recorded one of them, and that's...
I remember when I was learning a lot of my Iron Maiden songs, I would learn off that one because I could play Wrathchild. I could learn Wrathchild, or I could learn,
Ryman the Ancient Mariner.
Yeah, they're all there. All the big ones are there.
Aces High. Yeah, it was like a greatest hits album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slayer, Hell Awaits. Oh. Celtic Frost, whatever. Exodus, Bonded by Blood. All right. That's that list. And then this list is actually lists all the metal albums of the year. We'll go through this real quick. This is alphabetical. AC/DC, Fly on the Wall.
Oh, wouldn't that because...
I like Fly on the Wall.
Really?
I think.
What was big on that?
Flick of the Switch. I like Flick of the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Except Metal Heart. Aerosmith, Done with Mirrors. Anthrax. Spreading the Disease and Armed and Dangerous, the EP.
Wasn't that the one they did with Public Enemy?
No.
No. That had
Armed and Dangerous was actually, I think, with their old singer.
Oh, okay.
But I think they both got released that year. They were both like sort of, in process.
Yeah, Anthrax doesn't get their flowers enough. I think they deserve better.
Oh yeah, no, they were definitely like.
Yeah. They did the Public Enemy thing way before, the rock, rap, and metal thing.
Yeah, that was like just only 2-3 years from '85.
Yeah.
Like those guys push shit along really fast. I'm looking through a lot of these like I said, this is everything. Corrosion Conformity had an album called Animosity. The Cult had Love.
Oh, Cult had Love. That was before, or is that before Electric, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Cult's great.
I like
Dio,
old
Sacred
Cult.
Heart. Dirty Looks.
Hey, our guys, yeah, local guys.
Yeah, local guys. Dawkins, Under Lock and Key.
Okay.
Exciter, If You Care. Faith No More, We Care a Lot.
Okay.
Like I said, Faith's Warning, Spectre Within. Grim Reaper, Fear No Evil. Halloween Hanover, Helix. All these sort of things. Like I said, Iron Maiden Live After Death. Not missing too much. There's small stuff like Kick Axe, King Cobra, Ready to Strike, Kiss Asylum, Kicks Midnight Dynamite. A lot of K's in there. Lizzie Borden album, whatever. London, remember that band from that Decline of Western Civilization?
Sure.
They had an album out then. It's all this sort of stuff. The Metal Massacre thing, Gary Moore, Motley Crue, Theater of Pain, that was a big one. That was a huge one at that time. They had a bunch of Overkill, Feel the Fire. Pantera, I Am the Night.
We didn't know them then.
No. That's probably back when they were doing, screaming metal. Yeah. But anyway, Rough Cut, David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat, this sort of thing. Sabotage has Power of the Night.
All right.
Scorpions Worldwide Live. That was a huge live album.
That was a big
Another
one.
world-class band. SOD. Stormtroopers of Death. Right? Speak English or Die. And I think that was about it. Unless you care about, no, nobody cares about these.
It is fascinating, though, like Slayer was around, but we didn't listen to Slayer, or like Corrosion of Conformity. We didn't get them till later. It's like I backtracked on them, but which are fine. But yeah, it is wild. Like some of those my brother had. Like we would just go to the mall and just be like, all right, there's the Helix album. It's got a cool painted cover. Flip it over. There's some guys with some bandanas and some spandex and guitars. Well, let's give it a shot.
But that's the thing. At this point in time, metal was not huge mainstream. It was an underground thing.
Yeah.
There was only so much of it.
Mm-hmm. So we had to comb through.
It's kind of the way the movies were, like we were talking about, like back in the days at like Maxwell's VCR thing. Like they had a book of all the movies. That was all the movies. Like you could see all the movies.
All the movies.
And so there were only like so many movies added every year. There were only like what, 10, 12, 20 movies?
Yeah. In theory, that's not a lot.
No. And so you could sort of keep up on it. Like, if there were like 30 movies released in a year, you were aware of like 25, 26 of them,
Sure. Yeah, and the ones you weren't, they weren't your thing.
Yeah, like I always said, like Terminator and fucking Aliens. I didn't even know this existed. I never saw ads for them on MTV.
Well, then there's also the weird things like, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. Like we're not watching that.
You want to get into it?
All right, Electric Boogaloo. Lay it on me there, Electric Boogaloo.
Well, here's the
Let's go into movies. Let's fire up the reels. Grab
my
the popcorn,
God.
kids. We're going movies. 1985.
Do you want to guess the number one movie of 1985? When you think 1985, what do you think?
85. I'm going to have to go Back to the Future,
That's
right?
it.
That's Back
That's
to
it.
the Future. I knew it. And like Rocky 4 was somewhere in there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Because
Very
Mr.
close.
T was big.
Yep. Oh, that was Rocky 3, but yes. That was the Ivan Drago one.
Oh, okay.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so Back to the Future. I saw this thing on vacation with my parents down in North Carolina. There was nothing to fucking do. I walked a couple of miles down to this fucking 2-screen movie theater. They were showing something in Back to the Future. And I saw Back to the Future. Once again, I don't know that I knew anything about it. I was like, this movie is the best goddamn thing. I think I watched it 7 or 8 times.
That weekend?
That week.
Wow.
Yeah. There was nothing else to do there. Okay, so Back to the Future. Great. One of my favorite movies ever. Okay. Here's the interesting thing here. Because we're in 1985. This is where the 80s action thing is starting to kick off. I'll point out where. Okay. Number 2 movie. Rambo. First Blood? Part 2.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we did First Blood a couple of years ago. It was like a sleeper hit. That was a movie out of nowhere, small independent movie. All of a sudden it got huge traction. Nobody ever says HBO. They go, oh, it got a fucking cult life on video. Nope, it was HBO. But no one ever says HBO because it's a brand trademark.
Yeah, but these military movies and this Go USA versus the Russian occupation.
It's all coming out of Vietnam PTSD.
Yeah. So and Russian, the Red Scare is still a thing. So
it's 100% still a thing.
Yeah, so they're blending into the movies, and everyone's getting this Americanized.
Don't forget, this is all with the specter of looming nuclear annihilation over us all daily. Yes. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like every day, we're like, it's getting worse.
Yeah, and we're having war drills and stuff like that, and they're talking about nuclear wars on the news. Dan Rather.
Yeah, and don't forget, like I said, for back in 80, 82, 83, the whole Gaza, Beirut thing, shit show.
Yeah. For
years, it was all bad. All right, anyway, number 3, Beverly Hills Cop, the first one.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
That's why we're getting Neutron Dance. That's why we're getting Axel F.
Oh, that explains it. Yes.
Right. Number 4, Rocky 4, like you said. This is the Ivan Drago one. This one was huge.
Yes.
This is the one where, Stallone was trying out some things in 3, and it all worked pretty good. And he doubled down on 4. This one, they doubled down hard.
Because he needed revenge because Paul Creed got killed.
He was looking pretty big in the 3rd one, right?
Yeah, he roided up.
He came in on this 4th one, man.
He was roided up. Yeah, he was doing the WWE.
His muscles had muscles.
WWF version.
Oh, yeah. But that kicks off. So, we've got him in Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rocky 4. Stallone is crushing it at this point, right? Okay. Then we get number 5, Cocoon.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Everybody did. That's a number 5
I know, I saw that in the theater. I liked it because it was half alien, half feel good, half everything, aged, coming of age. It had all the elements.
You know what that one always feels like? Remember in the Twilight Zone movies, there was a section about kick the can, where the old people fucking kick the can. They got younger. That Cocoon. Okay. Number 6, The Dream is Alive. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's an IMAX film. Whatever. Number 7, The Goonies. People love The Goonies.
Oh, yeah. It's still, that aged well, too.
Yeah. Witness with Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Where he goes down, Kelly McGillis is like an Amish lady.
Kelly McGillis.
And Lucas Haas is the fucking kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Police Academy 2, their first assignment.
Police Academy 2.
Welcome to the 80s. Police Academy's here.
Steve Guttenberg.
It's not going anywhere. Fantasia, re-release. View to a Kill, the latest James Bond one, with Duran Duran doing the song View to a Kill, which I like, and that was on the music charts. Okay. National Lampoon's European Vacation.
European Vacation. That one was kind of a gonger. I mean, it had funny moments, but it wasn't nearly the others. But it was good. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all right.
Yeah. More Chevy Chase. Fletch.
Oh, Fletch. Yeah, that was kind of a good premise. That was a good elevator pitch.
Apparently it was a book.
Oh, was it?
Apparently it was a book series and people love it. And apparently they're doing a Fletch now with, I don't remember who's being Fletch, but people are kind of digging it. John Hamm or something maybe?
I was going to say, John Hamm or Joel McHale, which it can be.
Yes, yeah.
It's going to be somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next up, The Breakfast Club.
All right, John Hughes kicking ass.
John Hughes is here. Now, this is the second one, right? Because he did 16 Candles. This is the one where they're on the detention on the Saturday.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Spies Like Us, remember that one?
Spies Like Us. Oh, that was a spoof.
I can't believe this is the number 15 movie. That was Chevy Chase again, Dan Aykroyd. Remember? They were spies.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I did not see that.
They're
but I
like
know the
bumbling
one-
idiots. Oh my god. I can't believe that's the number 15 movie. It actually beat Jewel of the Nile, which is the sequel to Romancing the Stone.
Ooh, a sequel to Romance.
I can't believe Spies Like Us beat the sequel to Romancing the Stone. Number 15 for the year.
Ah.
It's nuts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Spies Like Us. Tell me in
I
the
haven't
comments.
seen it, so I might have to watch that one.
Hokey smokes. Oh my god. Okay, number 17. It beat Mask.
What?
Yeah, the one with Cher and Eric Stoltz and Sam Elliott with the bikers and the kid with the fucking weird face. Yeah, that Mask.
That
Not
Mask.
the Jim Carrey one. Not
Okay.
the Mask. Just Mask.
Math, yeah. Oh yeah, the one with Rocky Dennis one. Yeah, with Cher.
Rocky Dennis.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Pale Rider. Fucking Western. Clint Eastwood. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Oh my God, timeless.
Welcome Pee-wee. Welcome Tim Burton. Welcome Danny Elfman. They're here to stay.
Yeah, and rightfully, yeah. That movie just never. It's always eternally, timelessly weird and awesome.
That movie is. I was watching some sort of documentary about the making of it, how it came together. Man, it just fucking clicked and lined up right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Paul Rubens was nailing it.
And there's everybody in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, it's great. Brewster's Millions. This was a Richard Pryor one. Remember?
Oh yeah.
This is when we had like a whole bunch of money, and he had to get rid of it all, and in a week, and have nothing left to show for it.
Right. He
something
had to
like that.
spend the million, which
Or
is kind
something.
Of, yeah.
You couldn't buy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jagged Edge. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't either.
St. Elmo's Fire.
All right. Whatever.
I know it's not my cup of tea.
Princeton movie or something. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Douchebags.
The rowing team in Princeton.
Yeah, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Okay.
Okay.
The third Mad Max movie. Okay, so Mad Max came out, nobody saw it, nobody gave a shit. Road Warrior came out. Once again, you didn't know it existed, then you catch it on fucking HBO. It's HBO. It's not fucking video. It's not like people are picking it up at the video goddamn store.
Yeah.
There weren't video stores. It was HBO.
Yeah.
And it was huge. Like I said, it influenced the whole fucking trashy post-apocalyptic future. That and Blade Runner set the template for everything. It's one of these things where, much like Terminator,
Yeah.
comes out, blows up on HBO. Then they double down and make the next one. So this was
Yeah.
Mad Max going big Hollywood.
Oh yeah, you got Tina Turner, you got the songs mixed with
She had like 3 hit songs off this.
right.
We Don't Need Another Hero. She had One of the Living.
Yeah.
She had and there was a ballad too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Mel Gibson was doing huge at this time. We have not seen, his buddy cop Lethal Weapons start showing up yet. But Mel Gibson was starting to gain a lot of traction off this too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was kind of a big deal. Yeah, we all
He was starting to be a big deal. But, okay, so the 80s action movies, right?
Right.
Next up, Commando.
Oh, I don't know this one. Or do I?
This is one of Schwarzenegger's 2 first actiony movies.
Oh.
Like he was in a movie called The Villain. It was a Western. It was a spoofy sort of thing with Kirk Douglas and Anne Margaret. He had a non-speaking part. You know what I mean? Like he had done a few things, right? He had done the Pumping Iron movie.
Conan's.
He did Conan, and he said almost nothing, and then he did Terminator. So those first 2 early movies where he said almost nothing were dope. Now, okay, so then he does 2 movies that are action movies. That is sort of up his alley.
Yeah, he did Terminator.
No. No, he does Commando, and he does another movie called Raw Deal.
Oh, yeah.
And these are just sort of proto-action-y movies, but it sort of kicks off Schwarzenegger as action star.
Right.
So, and, number 24 for the year, right after Beyond Thunderdome, which Beyond Thunderdome had hit songs.
Sure.
Commando's right after that. That shows how strong Schwarzenegger's coming on out of nowhere, right?
That is true.
All right, next is Silverado. It's a fucking Western with Kevin Kline and Gene Hackman. I don't know.
Okay.
Westerns. The Killing Fields.
I don't know what that is.
It was a thing with Sam Waterston and Linda Hunt is a woman. She was playing a guy who's a photographer. They were documenting the slaughter in Cambodia about the Khmer Rouge or something like that.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, so Linda Hunt won an Oscar. Anyway, Teen Wolf.
Oh, Teen Wolf. Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Michael J. Fox killing it. The Last Dragon. Remember that Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Amadeus. I love Amadeus.
Yeah, you were saying
Amadeus
that.
came out in '85. I fucking love Amadeus. Desperately Seeking Susan.
Oh, this is Madonna's film debut.
Madonna and
with her husband,
Rosanna
Guy
Arquette.
Ritchie, right?
Yeah. Right. Pritzi's Honor.
Oh, my dad talked about Pritzi's.
I never really saw it.
I didn't
Did
either.
it win an Oscar? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
John Huston, Angelica Houston? I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, maybe? I don't know. Something like that. Out of Africa. Remember that one?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Meryl Streep,
Right.
Lion Hunters or something. I don't know. Passage to India, Agnes of God. Okay, Fright Night. Remember that one? Yeah.
Maybe.
Like Roddy McDowell, the kid
Yeah.
next door, or whatever. Anyway, yeah, not that great. Summer Rental. John Candy.
I don't know that John Candy. I know my John Candy, but
That's
I don't.
John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. Summer Rental. Like they rent a cabin at the lake. John Candy and his family.
I'm thinking Great Outdoors. They were.
Oh, that's right. That's Great Outdoors. What am I looking at? Summer Rental. No, that's a John Candy one.
Because Great Outdoors was a John Hughes film.
Yeah, right. That's one with the bat in the cabin.
Yeah, there's only and he ate the 76er.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Summer Rental's a John Candy one. It's an early one. I forget. Emerald Forest, whatever. Santa Claus, Gods Must Be Crazy. No. Fuck Gods Must Be Crazy. That's not a fucking. Care Bears movie.
All right.
Friday the 13th, Part 5. Black Cauldron. Nightmare on Elm Street, Part, I'm imagining 85. 3?
Is that the one with the Dokken as the soundtrack?
Yeah, Dream Warriors. Don't want to dream. No. Porky's Revenge.
Porky's Revenge. Oh, Jesus.
101 Dalmatians, like whatever. Code of Silence. This is one of these action, Vietnam vet revenge-y movies.
Okay.
This is with fucking Andrew Stevens, I think. All right. Next is Volunteers. Early Tom Hanks movie.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, Tom Hanks and John Candy.
And John Candy again.
Yep.
Yeah,
John Candy's all over
towards the
shit
end of
in
his
85.
life, he was doing some no-namers.
Well, that's not the end of his life yet. This is 85.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's just gearing up.
Yeah, we got a while. Yeah, he's
just gearing up. Yeah. Lady Hawk.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, that was with Ethan. This is Matthew Broderick and Rutger Hauer.
And Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
One of Michelle Pfeiffer's first movies. The Sure Thing, Invasion USA, Falcon and the Snowman. It was like a Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton thing. I'm not sure. Young Sherlock Holmes. Remember that one?
Young Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, who played young Sherlock Holmes in that one?
It was just some British kids. Remember?
Yeah. I remember that not being that as hateable as I would have thought it would have been hateable.
No, it was entertaining. And that was one of the very first uses of 3D CGI.
Oh, okay.
Remember they had the kids got poisoned with some fucking trippy shit, and the stained glass fucking knight jumped off the window and was attacking him in the church.
Oh,
The stained glass knight was
I think I do.
CGI.
I think I do.
Young Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, that's a solid movie. To Live and Die in L.A. Remember this one?
No.
This is one of these sexy noir thrillers, and Wang Chung did the soundtrack. Did the
Oh, and
theme
it
song.
had the kind of a feel of like a Miami Vice, but it was
Yes.
kind of done in
L.A. darker, everything was at night.
and maybe a cocaine deal gone wrong.
Exactly. I kind of want to watch that movie again. It's been a long time since I saw it. I'm not quite sure I understood it when I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Or 13 or whatever it was. Okay, so here we go. Weird Science.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Dude, so goddamn
I
funny.
saw that in the theater
Bill
too.
Paxton. and
Yeah,
his
Bill
fucking
Paxton
Chet.
is Chet. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And then
what's her
next
name
year
was,
he turns
She
up-
was so
yeah.
hot in that one too. We were like, oh wow.
Oh, Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah. I saw that in the theater.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. I just saw it on the fucking HBO. I saw everything on HBO. Death Wish 3. More Death Wish. Still cranking them out.
Bronson.
King Solomon's Mines. This was Sharon Stone's first movie. It starred Richard Chamberlain. It was an Indiana Jones knockoff. Raiders of the Lost Ark knockoff. All right. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. With,
Did you say Emo William?
Remo.
Oh.
Not Emo Phillips. Remo
I
Williams.
was thinking Emo Phillips. Imagine if Emo Phillips did it.
Baby, Secret of the Last something or other. That's a Walt Disney one. Return
right.
of the Living Dead. Tomboy. The Color Purple.
Oh, okay. The original Color Purple. That was, what's her name from The View? Wasn't it? What's her name? Whoopi Goldberg in it.
Yeah, and Oprah.
And Oprah. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember this one, Vision Quest? Matthew Modine and Linda Fiorentino. He was like a runner.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, Real Genius.
I don't know that one.
Val Kilmer.
Oh.
Real Genius.
Yeah, I know the movie. Yeah, I've not seen that.
He's
but
like
I
the
know what you're
genius
talking
guy.
about.
The guy lives in the basement.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that lives in the basement is John Grease. He's Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh.
And from White Lotus.
White Lotus, yes.
He was the guy that lived in the basement.
The boat guy.
He was doing the Cheetos sweepstake. And he mathematically figured it out. Perfect, which I believe was Jamie Lee Curtis. Anyway, that was her. That was Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta. That was their working out in the leotards.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
Mickey and Maude, Jesus, go away. Flamingo Kid, really still? Kiss of the Spider Woman. That won an award.
Yeah,
I'm not
Kiss
sure
of the
why.
Spider. There was the two guys in jail, and the one guy dressed up as a girl, and they fell in love with each other.
Raul Julia
Yeah.
and William Hurt.
William Hurt, yes, and he was he dressed up in drag kind of thing. He was like, it was a jail
Raul
thing,
Julia
like a jail
dressed up in
romance
drag.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't my thing. Now, speaking of, so Life Force, just one of the guys. Remember this one?
No.
It's where the girl dresses up as a guy and joins a different high school. While her
Oh
parents are out of
yeah,
town.
she was kind of hot.
She was super hot.
Yeah, we got a great boob shot at the end.
Yeah, her brother was fucking hysterical. He's like,
Yeah.
you gotta itch your balls. She's like, what if my balls don't itch? He's like, all balls itch. You know?
Yeah,
it's
one of the
great.
guys. Yeah.
Classic one. Clue.
Oh yeah.
Clue movie.
I can't. Yeah, who?
What?
Yeah, who was all in there? Wasn't Colonel Mustard played by Martin Mull?
Yep.
All right, that's all I can remember. That one.
Mr. Green was Michael McKean.
Okay.
The butler was Tim Curry.
All right, that makes sense.
Eileen Brennan was Mrs. Peacock.
All right.
Leslie Ann Down was Mrs. Scarlet.
Wow, what a cast.
Miss Scarlet. And who was it? Mrs. White? No. Tony Collette. No, not Tony Collette. Colleen Camp was the busty maid. And who else was in it? Christopher Lloyd was Professor Plum.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what a cast.
Everybody was in it.
Yeah, what a good casting call on that one.
Yeah. Clue's fun. Clue's wacky. And so the funny thing they did with Clue is apparently they had multiple endings to the movie.
Right. That's why it got a lot of press, because no matter, depending on what theater you went to, you know,
Yeah.
or what city you're in, you got a different ending.
That was great.
Yeah, that's kind of a good concept. I would have liked to see all the endings. You know,
I think it's on the like the DVD or the
that's
Blu-ray.
what I would think. Yeah.
Okay. Next, Crush Groove.
Oh, is this like
Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo were so big. Crush Groove.
Crush Groove? Okay.
Because Breakin' was so big, they put out Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo in the same year. Remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, they're going in hard now. They're Crush Groove.
Hard. Silver Bullet, young Corey Haim, based off the Stephen King thing, thinking about werewolves, whatever. Missing in Action 2. This is Chuck Norris going back to Vietnam for the guys who are still POWs from Vietnam.
Okay.
Missing in Action ended up being Braddock. Missing in Action. Okay. Anyway, Purple Rose of Cairo. This is a Woody Allen movie.
Really?
With Jeff Daniels as a 1920 silent film star who steps off the screen into real life with Mia Farrow.
Oh.
Yeah. Purple Rose of Cairo. That was before the Woody Allen movies got insufferable. All right. Return to Oz. Have you seen Return to Oz?
Return to Oz.
With Fairuza Balk?
No.
Oh, it's a bit of a nightmare.
Really?
It's like a Wizard of Oz sequel. It's a bit of a nightmare. Things didn't go well in Oz when she left. Protocol. Remember that one? Goldie Hawn? That's from 1984. Get out of here. Movie Violations, Starman. Nope. American Ninja, Michael Dudikoff. That was a whole series. Okay. Better Off Dead. John Cusack. Remember that one?
Oh yes.
Where he's trying to kill himself?
Of course.
The
Yeah.
French foreign exchange student?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Better Off Dead's great.
Best line. Yeah. The Where's my $2?
Where's my $2? After Hours.
Oh, that's the one on the radio DJ guy with the stalker. Was that one?
No, this is a Martin Scorsese movie with Griffin Dunn, where he's hanging out partying in New York City, and then he just gets sort of lost in this neighborhood, and it's almost like everybody's like out to get him. It's a really weird, interesting movie.
Might be worth a rewatch.
It's very sort of weird and surreal. Yeah, it would be
How
worthy
far
of
down
a
the list
rewatch.
are we now? It feels like we've been going on forever.
Did we? All right, I'll just hit up a couple real quick here, just because they're notable. Once Bitten, Lauren Hutton, Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
vampires. Explorers, remember that with Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, spaceship. All right, Chorus Line.
Of course.
Remember Tough Turf?
No.
James Spader, Robert Downey Jr.
No.
Yep.
I know them, but I don't know that movie.
Cotton Club,
Oh, Cotton Club. That's
Cat's Eye,
All right. These are leftovers from.
The Man with One Red Shoe.
Oh yeah. That didn't do very. I like that later on though.
That movie, I love that movie. It's so
I like.
fucking funny.
Jim Belushi in there. That reaffirmed me like, oh, Jim Belushi actually holds his own in that movie.
Him and Carrie Fisher. Oh my god, they're so funny.
He's funny in that
They
one.
fucking make me laugh. Well, he's funny because he's snapping out.
Yeah, when he got hit by the car with the bike.
What's the whole thing? It's like, oh my god,
Yeah, that's probably his best role.
I tell you what I think his best role is, and I don't know when this movie came out. It's a movie called Real Men.
Really?
Jim Belushi and John Ritter.
Oh, that'd be a good pair up.
Jim Belushi is maybe a guy from the CIA, and John Ritter is an every guy. And so Jim Belushi's like, you need to help me. We've got this big thing going on. And so he pulls him into doing ridiculous, like, CIA type stuff.
Wow.
And the whole time John Ritter's like, are you really with the CIA?
Yeah.
Real Men is fucking hysterical.
Wow, what a premise.
Oh my god, I love Real Men. It was a little movie. It did nothing, but oh my god, it makes me laugh. I just want to see if there's anything else. Transylvania 65000.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
Jeff Goldblum, Ed Begley Jr.,
Oh,
fucking
Ed
Gina
Begley
Davis.
Jr., yeah, fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Elsewhere.
Red Sonja.
Oh, yeah, I rented that. That's a Maxwell's rent.
Heaven Help Us. That was Catholic school kids getting up to hijinks. Kevin, Dylan. Johnny Dangerously. Joe Piscopo. All right. Brazil. Terry Gilliam. Brazil.
I don't know it.
You've never seen Terry Gilliam's Brazil?
No. Why? Should I?
It's a fucking nutty flick, man.
What do you mean nutty? What constitutes a nutty flick?
Quasi-surrealism.
Okay.
It's talking about a futuristic, sort of oppressive society where people are sort of crushed underfoot of the machinery of the system.
Future? Does it take place in the future, or post-apocalyptic, or past?
No.
Why is it called Brazil?
I'm not sure. Because I think... So Jonathan Pryce is the main character. He's a fucking schlub who works in a fucking miserable office and a miserable job and a miserable life. And I think he dreams of... He has a postcard of Brazil. And he dreams of getting away to Brazil with the beaches or whatever. And Catherine Hellman from Mona, from Who's the Boss?
The red-haired
his mother. She has an addiction to plastic surgery, and her best friend are having a competition to see who can look the best after plastic surgery. Like it's Robert De Niro, some sort of like SAS burglar who breaks in and stuff like that. Wow. That's Terry Gilliam. Okay, Rainbow Bright and the Stars Something or Other. Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, still from 1984, still on the charts. Okay, My Science Project. Do you remember this movie? I love this movie.
My Science Project? No.
I think the kid's name was John Stockwell's the main character. Fisher Stevens is his best friend. Right. He's got a fucking red 67 Pontiac GTO.
Okay.
It's all blown out. They find out at some old Air Force boneyard, they find this alien device. They don't know what it is. They hook it up to a car battery, and it turns out it opens like a rift in time.
Cool.
And so it's like a rift in time sort of. Oh my god, it's a fun fucking movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, My Science Project, love it. That's a great one.
All right.
Yeah, and I think that's about it for 85.
85's chock full of movies. Boy, that is
I mean, I'll just say this one: the last word in 1985 movies, Jim Cotta. If you know, you know.
I don't know what Jim Cotta is.
Oh no, actually, this will be the last word in it. Reanimator.
Oh. I think I remember that one. I remember watching that like late night on Cinemax or something.
There was they did a couple of them. They did Reanimator, Bride of Reanimator.
Oh, Bride, yeah.
Reanimator was fucked up, man. And then there was another one too. They were all with Jeffrey Combs. You remember?
I don't know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we leave 1985, we got products. We got some products that were fun there. You're gonna remember them if you're around.
Those are a lot of movies.
The movies were great.
Those are a lot of movies. Yeah.
But the products are even worse. So here we go. Guess what was big then? You remember this? This was the year New Coke.
Oh,
They blew it. They blew it. Oh, because Pepsi was, there's the cola wars going on. Pepsi is putting out flavors and everything. So New Coke. Coke thought they were going to go, we're going to be New Coke. And they tried to do the red can.
Yeah.
Tasted like shit.
Well, it didn't taste like shit. It's just it didn't taste too different than Pepsi.
Yeah. It's almost
It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, it almost tasted like they genetically engineered Pepsi and put it in a Coke can just to see what people would do.
Yeah, or RC. They mix RC in.
Yeah,
Pepsi.
it was kind of like RC. It stunk.
Yeah.
All right, so new, we got Airheads came out.
The candy?
The Airheads candy, yeah. Atari ST, I don't know what that is. Baby Blinkins. Bullseye barbecue sauce. All right,
Oh, wow, that's still around.
Chex Mix came out. Chex Mix.
We were just talking about the
We were
Chex
just talking about
Mix,
Chex
it was like you can't buy it as a thing.
No, now
had to
you
make
can.
it. Yep.
In 1985, you could.
And you know what? Just as emblematic of this period, this is what it was about. Before, I remember my mom used to get the recipe for the Chex Mix out of some fucking magazine, Good Housekeeping, Ladies
Yeah, it
Home
was like
Journal,
a
whatever
Good
the fuck,
Housekeeping, probably.
and you'd have to fucking make it. This is where, like I said, like people are like, you know what? We'll make Chex Mix and put it in a bag for you. You don't have to make it anymore. We've already made it for you.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
Stop into the store and pick it up today.
But Coke redeemed themselves with the new Coke because they came out with Cherry Coke then, too.
Based on the new Coke.
Yeah, but sounds to me like the old formula. It was like Cherry Coke with the old formula of Coke, and then they had
Really?
new Coke. But it's kind of like new Coke was going so bad that Cherry Coke was kind of saving the ship.
I feel like I saw something that's on like one of those like History Channel, shows
Right.
about the brands that built America, and they were talking about this period. And yeah, I think it was a shit show like that where they had the new Coke, but then they put out the original formula with the cherry in it, and that started outselling it, and they were like,
whoops.
"Whoops."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiots. Let's see. The Discover card came out. Now, this was one. Okay, the Fender Performer bass. What's the Fender Performer bass? We're bass players. We should know this.
Well, this is. Don't forget, in 1982, Fender got sold to CBS. I don't know who CBS is. I don't think that it's the Columbia Broadcasting System.
No.
But I don't know who it is. So CBS owns Fender from 82 through 86, I believe. And during this time, I remember they made the Esquire Bullet.
All
It
right.
was essentially a Strat. It was a Squire, so it was a lot cheaper. And it had the white plastic-covered pickups.
Yeah, so was it like a Mexican thing, maybe? Affordable Mexican versions?
No,
And
because...
not USA Fenders? Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure
I don't
about
know
that.
either.
No.
Fiber One, okay.
Oh, the cereal.
Yeah, cereal, right? Make you poop.
Thank you, poop.
Jolt Cola.
Oh, my God. I mean...
That shit sucked.
Talk
Jolt
about
sucked.
unnecessary. This, once again, the pop culture shit has turned to where its inflection point is eating itself. Where somebody goes, you know what? People love cola. People love caffeine. You know what people want? Twice the caffeine. What was their advertising slogan? All the sugar and twice the caffeine.
Yes. Jolt, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody started to do Pepsi-free, sugar-free.
Yeah, and they leaned
the
into
thing
the bad
was-
stuff.
They go, it's sugar-free, so they're going to get sugar-free. But it's got like aspartame. How do you say it? Aspartame?
Aspartame. Aspartame.
That's so funny. Yeah, but
Yeah.
which is even worse for you.
Terrible. I know. I don't know what they're doing. What do we got? Nike Airship, Nike Dunk. I don't know what that is.
Well, but the thing is, Nike's starting to get their sort of shit together. They're lining up. They're about ready for like a Michael Jordan to come
They're building.
walking in.
They're building to the Air Jordan. Yeah, they're this is the big deal. Here we go, guys. The Nintendo NES system.
Wow, the NES came out in '85.
Yep, the first one in North America. It was test marketed in North America.
Because I didn't know that it came out. Remember, my whole thing is like, after the original Atari, I was like, computer games suck. I'm done.
Yeah, we just went to the arcade.
If even, you know. And I just didn't think about them for like a good number of years. And then you guys were jamming over at these people's house. And I would just hang out with the people while you guys were jamming. And they had the fucking NES with the gun. Because originally the game came with Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and something. It was like a driving game or something.
Right.
Racing game.
Yeah.
And then that's what you got. That's what came with the system. So we had the system. I'm like, what's that? And he goes, oh, that's the Nintendo. And I'm like, and I feel like I had seen something about it with a gun and the Duck Hunt or something.
Yeah,
like maybe the ads on
popular.
MTV. Yeah. And so I'm like, what's that? And so he fired it up and yeah. And then next thing you know, I remember you and I are playing fucking Nintendo over at Wendy's house, fucking drinking beers, fucking trying to play Super Mario Brothers.
This is true, yeah, Super Mario Bros. Yeah.
And the more we drank, the worse we played.
It was, and it wouldn't react very good. It was kind of slow.
It was us.
Yeah, it was us.
We were
too,
terrible.
Yeah. And everyone seemed to go like, oh, you know, you'd hear like through the grapevine like a little cheat thing, like, go to the invisible place on level 3 behind that mushroom. If you jump 5 times, you'll get unlimited, you know, and there's like little hint clues and you'd write them down in your book and try to remember them. But I never could remember where, you know. There's always little hidden things.
I don't remember if there were in the first one. I know there were in the second one and definitely in the third one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Nintendo, let's see. Pictionary came out. You and I are unstoppable at Pictionary.
Yeah. I remember, what was that one time we were playing Pictionary and you made like one line and I go, oh, it's that. And it was.
Yeah, they don't want to put us on the same team.
People got really mad at us.
Yeah, Pictionary we destroyed. Pound Puppies. All right.
Dude, I remember around this time, this sort of shit getting big. Things like Pound Puppies, Cabbage Patches,
they're catering to little girls and little boys and little kids, the younger generations. And we're older, so we're noticing all these young toys.
I remember there were these like bean baggy, like little animals.
Yeah, kind of like things. Beanie Babies, but not Beanie Babies yet.
Gunned or something like that, you know what I mean?
Well, guns were bears.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, gunned bears were, they were teddy bears.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember the name, something about it, like girls were gaga for it, like I didn't get it.
And then Pound Puppies, they were just like dogs with sad eyes. They just had like big sad eyes.
Yeah,
because they're from the pound.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
They had the backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my. Well, that was the thing. The Cabbage Patch dolls came with like some sort of bio. So then it made the backstory like the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Little Jamal was found on the streets in a dumpster. Yeah.
What they doing like My Little Ponies and shit like that?
They would do that too. Yeah, they'd be like, oh, cotton candy is she's born of a toilet, and yeah.
I don't know anything about much of that stuff because at this point we were like down the fucking. It was all like HBO,
yeah, that was kid stuff.
Showtime, Cinemax, MTV.
Yeah, we're grown boys by then. We don't need all those toys.
And playing guitar. That was it.
Yeah,
we're
out of that. But then let's see. Sour Patch Kids came out. We're going one. Oh, here's one. Do you remember? You got one of the best stoner foods of them all, the toaster strudel.
I was not a big fan of all these sort of things.
Oh, I love the toaster strudel.
No.
Other than they gypped you on, they didn't quite give you enough, you know.
The frosting.
They were close. You could get it. If you squeezed every last morsel out, you could get the line.
See, I've always been weird. Like, even when it comes to, like, the Pop-Tarts, I don't like the frosted ones.
Oh, yeah?
People like them all fucking candied and sugar it up. The more candy and sugar, people love it. People love those brown sugar ones. Those make me nauseous. Any of the ones with the frosting make me sick. And the fucking sprinkles, it makes me sick.
Yeah, well, toaster strudels were a way step above the Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts are terrible.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I always just did the plain strawberry ones.
Yeah, those were all right. Yeah, those are fine. And I liked them just right out of the package. I throw them in my pocket and just go to school, and I'd eat them on the bus.
I did for a long time, but then I found out this, even just that amount of sugar on the jelly, it's just too much.
No, too much.
Sick.
Toast strudels were good. Teddy Ruxpin came out.
Oh, that was a big thing.
Teddy Ruxpin, which if you don't know, it's a talking bear. You put and his mouth would move, and you'd put a cassette in his back.
Cassette tape, yeah.
And he'd tell a story, and a little
I'm
kid.
Teddy Ruxpin. Oh my God, they advertised the fuck out of that.
It's true. It was on every commercial.
Every commercial. It was so big. It was like the first like AI friend
Yeah.
pet thing,
And his mouth would kind of move and his eyes would kind of move, so it would look like he's telling the story, so little kids would be more engaged with the nighttime story, maybe.
Yeah, so your 2-year-old be
He's a talking bear. Yeah, but
fascinated.
they never noticed him put the cassette in his back. I don't know.
I know, it's like you could bring the magic of Chuck E. Cheese right into your kid's fucking
Right, yeah, it's fucking lame. And Windows 1.0.
1.0?
Windows 1.
I remember Windows 3.1. That was the first one I knew about.
So, yeah.
Not like I was a computer guy.
1985. Oh.
Man, there was like I said, there was a lot going on.
It was. I remember things. Like I said, like we said with 84, the mall culture, everything was just colliding.
I was just going to say, when I think about it, it's the mall culture because it is such rampant consumerism. And the mall was where we went to get things, to spend money.
Everything and meet our friends and talk about things.
Everything except the music store. We had to go to World of Music if we wanted to get any sort of music gear. World of Music is always the place to go to get your music gear. But the mall was like the record store, like clothing shit. I remember you guys like pierced your ears and go look at earrings, and we go to like Mountain Magic and they'd have like leather studded wristbands and like Iron Maiden shirts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Spencer's and all that stuff.
Spencer's was always a hoot, and it was right next to the leather store, and it was like
the leather jacket, Wilson's,
yeah, and then there were always the department stores, which were legit straight up department stores.
Yeah.
It's Sears, JCPenney's, Kaufman's.
And they weren't the empty ones you see nowadays. In those days, you'd walk through and the makeup counters hustling and bustling and people are walking they had restaurants on the second floor and
I remember that Sears was like, the shoe department was hopping. The clothes department, they got the men's clothes,
they had a toy
clothes,
section. They literally had a toy aisle.
The toy section, the electronics thing, the furniture.
Yes. Toy stores are huge.
They had fucking automotive was huge. The tools in automotive was...
We used to go to Toys R Us, or...
I remember when they put the Toys R Us in.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was like huge. And we were kind of too old to play with most of the toys, but you and I would just walk down the aisles and go, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Like, we would just kind of
we would just like every 2-3 months, we would just fucking take a walk through Toys R Us and we'd look at the toys and be like, man, I didn't have that when we were kids.
Yeah, or a KB toy. Yeah, it was KB or something.
I remember going to KB in the mall when I was a kid, and Tyco toys.
Tyco, yeah.
Which was further down by the Kaufman's. I mean, there was a store in the mall for fucking telephones. Remember the phone store?
Yeah, it was just, landline phones.
Landline phones.
That's it.
Yeah, because it used to be when we were kids, they were all hardwired in, screwed in with ring terminal connectors. Then they got modular with a little clippy around this time in 85.
Yeah.
And then it was like fucking flip phones and football phones and like...
Yeah, Garfield and hamburger phones.
Garfield phones,
Snoopy phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse phone. Yeah. It got crazy.
The phone store.
I remember one time they had you could buy a payphone. But they had the payphone painted with like a misty like cemetery setup with a fucking Grim Reaper.
Oh, was it like a skin for it?
No, it was painted on it. Like airbrush painted.
Wow.
Like a custom paint job thing. And I was like, that's so fucking like macabre that I kind of love it.
Well, 1985 was good. Yeah, it was a good year. Now we're picking up. I liked 85. I liked the 80s, Even though I was kind of a dumb kid and I didn't know what was going on.
We didn't know anything about anything.
I didn't appreciate it when I was there, but in hindsight, it's like, oh man, I should have probably appreciated it more. But
I tried to absorb as much as I could with the fucking the HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, and the MTV was like
it was everything we need. They were happy times.
And don't forget, and I will say this, I'll go back a couple of years.
Yeah.
Around 81 or 82, I sort of discovered Johnny Carson show and very quickly the David Letterman show. And I was watching Letterman religiously from like 82.
Yes. He was on like 11:30 or 12, wasn't he?
12:30. It was fucking late. And it made me so tired for high school. My mom was always like, why is it so hard to get you up? Because I'm staying up till 2 a.m. every fucking night.
Yeah, I remember watching Johnny Carson all the time, but I would rarely make it to the last guest.
I discovered Johnny Carson when I was like 10, and then for like 6 months. And then after Carson, I would see on Friday nights, there was this other guy that would come on. And at first I was like, guy's trying to beat Carson. Like I knew. And then you sort of watch it, and it's like, Well, he's fucking kind of goofy with this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah.
Yeah. And
the late night thing was a thing. The Letterman thing was a fucking thing.
I mean, you and we'd watch TV until it turned into snow. Until the TV was like, okay, there's the national anthem.
Well,
Time to switch a channel.
HBO Showtime and Cinemax would keep going.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I remember being like 9, 10 years old, and yeah, TV would sign off.
I remember it signing off, and we only had a few stations, so I remember like, all right, I'm still up. I turned like C-SPAN or something like that, and it'd be like a recording or like a tape of earlier in the day in the Congress or something, you know, it'd be like something.
Well, that's with the cable.
Yeah. It was like, what?
Back in the rabbit ear days, I remember, you know, it'd be like, you know, you watch the Channel 24 late night movie on Saturdays, and when that's done,
you might have to get the circle out, the rabbit ears, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got this weird station from Toronto.
From Canada, yeah.
It'd be like some weird Toronto.
That's all you could get.
Yeah.
That's how you discover SCTV.
That is how I got it,
What's
SCTV.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is like a low budget. Yeah, it seemed kind of, but I liked it. I liked the low budgetness.
Because the performers were all good and the ideas were good.
Yeah, and it was attainable. Like I almost felt like, oh my God, we could. They seemed like theater students. Like,
Yeah, they did.
theater, you know, it felt like something you could. I couldn't do it, but I felt like other people. You know, it was attainable. But let's go on. Let's do one list here. Before we sign off, guys, with this list, you're gonna have a fun time with this list. Mike's gonna flex his movie knowledge once again. We might not have an episode next week, so I'm warning you.
We may or may not. We're not sure yet.
You might have a repeat, so we don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But if you see a rerun next week, don't panic. We're not dead. He's going to Arizona. We'll explain it all on the next episode that we're here. It's a whole thing. It's a whole fun. We'll have an episode. We'll just lean into Mike and we'll say, Mike, show and tell. Tell us all about it. So don't worry. But here we go. Here's my list, guys. Not best and worst because they're all kind of all right. But here's my list. Top 5, bottom 5. 80s. Just the 80s. No 90s here, kids. 80s John Hughes films.
Wait, you're going to do a top 5, bottom 5 John Hughes films? Wow, you got that many?
Well, I did. If you go 80s. Now, there's a lot of clinkers in the 90s. See, I had to make a big checklist here. See, there's a whole thing.
Wow.
So I had to X out a lot of them that were in the 90s. Things in the 90s were like, everything from Flubber to 101 Dalmatians, Reach the Rock.
Wait. John Hughes?
Yes.
Not directing.
Not directing, though. He wrote and produced them. Like Flubber, Home Alone 3. He wrote all these. They'll make the list. Here, I'll list some ones from the 90s that aren't on the list, so I won't fuck up my list here. 1990, Baby's Day Out. Do you know that one? Miracle on 34th Street. 101 Dalmatians, Flubber, Home Alone 3, Reach the Rock. Let's see what else we got in here. Beethoven. 2001, Just Visiting. Newport South. Drill Bit Taylor. I mean, those are clinkers, you know. He hit his stride in the 80s. Now, also, here's some 90s ones too. Dutch, Curly Sue, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Career Opportunities, Home Alone 1, that's
Career
1990.
Opportunities was the one with John Cryer and Jennifer Connelly in the Target.
He liked John Cryer. John Cryer made a few of his movies. He's in like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, they must have had a thing. He liked them.
I think John Cryer was accepting the pay scale.
Oh yeah. What's cool about this master list I have? They have director, writer, and producer. The green means the green he directed. You know, so that's a fun list. But I made a master list, so these are just the 80s ones. So we're going just 80s. You want to go top 5, bottom 5?
Let's go top 5 first, because we all know what those are going to be, and then the bottom 5 should be interesting.
All right. Well,
and I bet I'm going to get mad at you about one of the bottom 5.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here we go.
Top 5.
Do we want some honorable mentions first, or do we want to?
No. Save the honorable mentions.
All right. So
because I'm curious to see who you got.
All right. Number 5. I went with number 5 on this one. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Number 5 on the best list, Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of people love that movie.
It is a good movie. I saw it in the theater. I liked it. I found it at first, I appreciate it now. that I'm older. But when I watched it back when it came out, I was kind of like, I didn't like the Ferris Bueller character. I thought he was kind of a jerk.
He's sort of a conceited dick.
Yeah, I didn't like Matthew Broderick, but I liked the idea of the movie. It was fun.
It has a fun tone to the movie and the way that it's done.
Yeah, and I like the girl. I like Sloane a lot. I had a crush on Sloane.
Yeah, Mia Sara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I was just watching, which I think came out in 1985. I was just watching a thing on YouTube about Legend.
Oh.
Ridley Scott movie. I think that was her second movie.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was the fucking fairy princess or whatever.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. I like the old Sloane. She was hot.
I saw a thing on YouTube where somebody was positing the idea that Ferris Bueller's Day Off was actually a Groundhog Day scenario.
Yeah, I laid that on you. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you watch it like that, thinking that he's already done this day 500 times.
That's why he knows.
And he's presenting you the best day the best day of them all.
He's got it all figured out.
He's got it all figured out. It's actually kind of more entertaining to watch it from that premise.
I kind of want to watch it that way.
Right.
Although I want to say, I still got to say, if you have not fucking watched it, easy money, Rodney Dangerfield, Joe Pesci. Easy money.
Wow, yeah. Man, Rodney and Pesci together would be a fun one.
I love the tone in that movie. They are so like, oh, fuck them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so let's go number 5, Ferris Bueller. Number 4, I went Weird Science.
Yep.
1985.
Solid
That's our.
flick.
All right, number 3, John Hughes film. I like this one. Of all the Lampoons, National Lampoons, we're going Christmas Vacation.
You're going Christmas Vacation.
It has all the elements. And
that
I've seen it
88,
10,000 times.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
almost
you
say
see it every fucking Christmas.
Yeah, we watch it on repeat. You know, it just keeps playing in the background.
You know the only thing that makes me watch those movies?
What?
Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was sexy and clumsy sexy in the same way. She's just hot. Yeah.
She's fucking super hot.
Yeah. And that's likable versions of Chevy Chase. Sometimes I don't like Chevy Chase, and sometimes I do, but I like them in those. But those made the honorable mention list as the other two national.
The best Chevy Chases, those first 2 fucking movies with Goldie Hawn. Seems Like Old Times. And,
you like those? Those are he's young.
Seems
there.
Like Old Times I love. And what was the other one? I always forget the name of it.
We should do a list of Chevy Chase movies. That'd be a good list.
Yeah.
Best worst list of Chevy Chase movies.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because he's done some clinkers, but he's also done some great ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God, it's forming in my mind right now.
I know. That's a good one. File that away under we must do. Okay. Number 2, John Hughes 80s film. One of my personal faves. I like this one. Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
John
Uncle
Candy,
Buck.
Uncle Buck, and a young Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, it might be one of his first roles.
Yeah.
No, it's not his first role. What year was this? 85?
89.
Okay, one of his first roles then was Jacob's Ladder in 87.
Oh yeah, he was in that. See, what's cool about Uncle Buck? It feels like an '80s movie, but the teenage girl, and you see him dropping her off at school.
Yep.
And you listen to some of the music they're listening to, and the hair fashions and everything like that. They're like 1988, 89 fashions, but they're leaking almost into the 90s grunge. It's kind of weird. Like there's like a thing going on.
Right.
You really see the pop culture when he's dropping her off at high school.
Because after 1987, Appetite for Destruction came out.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Oh, we'll get to that on 87.
The hard rock started to go mainstream. The hair metal started to go mainstream. It all went mainstream for about 18 months, then inflected itself into what is called hair metal, which was bands like Trickster and
That had nothing. Well, yeah.
Steelheart.
That's a whole thing. We got to save that. That's a whole separate episode.
That's the last few years of the 80s was this hair metal bullshit.
I know. I want to get that out of the way so we can. I can't wait to get that out of the way. We'll laugh about it. We'll cry about it, and then say goodbye because we're going to the 90s. I can't wait till we get to the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah. So fuck it. But I like Uncle Buck, number 2. And my number 1 John Hughes film from the 80s. What do you think it's going to be?
16 Candles?
No.
What? Why?
Because that's for chicks. That's corny.
Are you kidding
That's
me?
a love story. She's in, that's Molly Ringwald in love with the guy and
People
John
get all upset
Cryer.
about it now. I think it's funny.
It had funny moments, but I put Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That is a funny one.
That's the original funny. You can watch it 100 times. You know,
that's true. That's true.
Steve Martin and John Candy. You can't knock that.
No.
Now, I have some nominees up here on my top list. Almost made it. National. If there's a six,
wait, because if you say this now, it's going to give away what's not on the
okay.
bottom list. So let's do the bottom. Let's do the bottom 5.
Oh boy.
And then do the honorable mentions.
Now keep in mind they're John Hughes films. You may or may not have heard of some of these.
Now, are these just ones that he produced or
Wrote and directed.
directed? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
She's Having a Baby, 1988.
Elizabeth McGovern and Kevin Bacon.
Ooh, stinks!
Oh, that was awful.
Oh,
That was awful.
yeah, it was.
Apparently, that was when he was having a baby, so he thought it'd be interesting to make a movie about having a baby. It is not.
Yeah, and he's got he's got the Hollywood power because he's coming off of Footloose, so everyone thinks he's.
Oh, Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him for Footloose, so he can elevator pitch whatever. So having a baby, it's pretentious. It sucks. Okay,
She's having a baby. Yeah.
Number 4, 1987, Some Kind of Wonderful.
I hated that one.
Okay, give me the premise.
Some Kind of Wonderful is Mary Stuart Masterson is
Well,
a
you're good.
drumming chick. I think James Spader is the guy that she sort of got the hots for. And then once again, John Cryer is the guy who's got the hots for her.
John Hughes gave John Cryer his thing.
He did, because I guarantee on one of these other 3 remaining ones on this list is going to be the one where he first got into the John Hughes ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So number 3, here's another one. National Lampoon's Class Reunion,
Oh.
1982.
That is the one.
Did they reheat the nachos here?
Where Anthony Kiedis' dad is the fucking killer.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Blackie Dammit.
Right. Yeah, National Lampoon. And then number 2 is National Lampoon's, I put, The European Vacation. That one wasn't...
You don't like The European Vacation?
I didn't like it. It did have funny moments, yes. I mean, 1985, it had funny moments. It wasn't great. But, I mean, all in all, pound for pound, the pacing of it was disjointed.
It was very...
It was like segment. It was like 6 segments.
I think it suffered from the Vacation series had gotten so big that they went big with it. So they're like, oh, we're going to do European Vacation. So they tried to shoehorn in so many British comedians and stuff. Like they cram Mel Smith in there, and you're like, why? This, there's the whole thing with the lady in the hotel room. It's like, I don't know what's going on here.
You're right.
It had a couple of good gags, but for the most part,
it felt shoehorned. Yeah, and then also the kids were different too. It wasn't Anthony Michael Hall as his son.
It wasn't Anthony Michael Hall, and what was the girl's name?
Yeah.
Dana. Well, actually, this one was Dana Barron, and I don't remember the kid's name.
Yeah. And his number, okay, here's my number 1, which was the worst of them all. 1983, Dennis the Menace.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking awful.
Oh, that's getting a double thumbs down.
I mean, that thing was a hit.
Was it?
That was a hit. I think they made a sequel. That's Walter Matthau as the fucking next door
that's
neighbor.
Right. Who played Dennis the Menace?
It was just some fucking blonde-headed
Just some kid?
No, it wasn't.
Some
no,
fucking
not that.
Oliver.
My brain's like, Jay North. Like, that's the old TV show from the 50s, fucker. I don't remember the kid's name.
Yeah, Walter Matthau, though.
Yeah.
Because he was looking for a resurgence there. His agent was fishing for him and like, we got you something. Fresh off Bad News Bears.
It worked for a couple of years. But he really kicked it in a couple of years from now with that Grumpy Old Man with Jack Lemmon.
Yeah, that saved his ass.
That was pretty funny, though.
All right, so...
Wow. So top 5, bottom 5.
That was a bad
honorable
bottom five?
mentions. Hit me.
Well, National Lampoon's Actual Vacation, 1983. That's pretty good.
Yeah, John Hughes wrote that.
Yeah. Breakfast Club, 85.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That was the after school special. That was like, okay, all the kids in detention. We could relate to that one. That one I could relate to, even though none of the characters I was like. I felt like if I was thrown into that scene,
honestly,
I wouldn't have fit with any of them.
I didn't relate to any John Hughes character ever. I found it a fascinating look into like, is this what high school's like in other places? That's what I
Yeah, it
looked at.
felt very California. Yeah, I felt like if I grew up in California, that's what it would be like.
Well, then you realize it's not California, it's all Chicago.
Oh, is it?
It's
Yeah, that's
all
true.
Chicago.
Yeah, everything is Chicago. You're right.
All
Uncle
his shit's
Buck was,
Chicago.
Planes, Trains. You're right. Ah, I never noticed the
Yep.
connection. Oh, yeah, Ferris Bueller's Chicago Cubs.
That's the thing. You think it's California, it's not.
I'm having a mind-blowing moment. Wait a minute.
Now, 16 Candles may have been California. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's what gets you thinking of that. but-
Okay. All right. And let's see. Oh, 1983. This almost made the best list, but I didn't have a 6. Mr. Mom.
Was that him?
Yeah, it was him. 1983.
That's a solid movie.
That was one of his early ones. Yeah. And I put it on there on the thing. Pretty in Pink, 1986. But I think Pretty in Pink kind of blew because
It does.
it was for girls.
It does.
It was.
And
Although we all liked.
That was John Cryer pining for Molly Ringwald, who's pining for fucking Andrew. I'm just about to cry McCarthy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now I noticed. Well, I guess you were only doing the ones he directed. Remember there was also.
Well, I can ask. Well, I have the master list right here.
Remember
So
there was like Adventures in Babysitting.
that's not on this list.
I think he wrote it.
I don't know. Adventures in Babysitting. I'm not seeing it on here. No. Beethoven. No, it's not on. This is all his movies.
Maybe not.
I got it right off his Wikipedia.
Maybe not.
So yeah.
Maybe Adventures in Babysitting is the best John Hughes movie that John Hughes had nothing to do with.
Right. It's John Hughes-esque.
It is. It's for sure. It is.
I like Adventures in Babysitting. Yeah, that was what's her name? Yeah.
Elizabeth Shue. Remember, it had the Keith Coogan, Jackie Coogan, Uncle Fester's grandson,
Yeah.
who a couple years from now, 2 years from now, is in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead
Oh, that's what I'm mixing it up
with
with.
Christina Applegate.
That's the one I was thinking.
No,
That's a good movie. I like that one.
remember Adventures of Babysitting is the one where you got Keith Coogan, his friend, the red-haired kid. They're convinced that Elizabeth Shue is the Playboy playmate. And then there's the younger sister who's got the long brown hair, and she loves Thor.
Yeah.
And at some point, the car breaks down in Chicago, and
I remember the drunk guy with the drinking and driving, and he had the Jesus on the dashboard.
and then their car breaks down in a bad part of Chicago, and the tow truck driver comes, and he looks just like Thor, and the little girl's convinced he's Thor, and that's what's his face from Vincent D'Onofrio.
Ooh.
It's
Wow,
Vincent
what a grab.
D'Onofrio, one of his first appearances.
That is a grab. Wow.
It's like, I don't know if this or Full Metal Jacket was first.
That's a good
Because
one.
he's like 6'2", ripped, blonde. They dyed his hair blonde. He's looking like Thor wearing a baseball cap. You
little
know?
kid like that.
And the
I can
kid, and
see
the
it.
little girl's like, wow, it's Thor, you know.
Who saved him?
Yeah.
Chicago, though.
Yeah, Chicago. It's all Chicago.
Okay, we got to go.
Yeah,
We
do.
may be back next week. If it's a rerun, don't hate us. We're going to be back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I got to go do a gig.
He's got a gig. He's got an out-of-towner. We're going to have stories. We'll have stories. Hang in there, kids. Thanks for tuning in.